Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakah Quadash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the great millstone that have taught us this truth, and to include the elder bishops on down. And saluting to all of you brothers worldwide that's pushing this truth as well, as we hopefully believe that we are of that number of the elect. And it's your brother Laban. And so let's get right into this video, and let's get into this topic of discussion, interestingly enough. So as this reads, Ayatollah Kemenei's iron grip on power in Iran comes to an end, absolutely, because they killed this guy. And America was very well responsible for this as well, which is very heavy indeed, because this ties into the one and only prophecy, which is in, Jeremiah 49 to be exact, as this reads over here. Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord that he have taken against Edom, and his purposes that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Kemenei. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out, and surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So the least of the flock is the Israelis, as he would always tell you about. And so by the Israelis, America is being persuaded to get involved, in the business of the East. And this is why this was had. And as I just read to you, it reads, hear now what? Therefore hear the counsel of the Lord. So all of this right here is nothing more than the Lord's purpose being brought to fruition. So this right here gives us, or should give us hope that, things are definitely beginning to come forward. And even as well as I will say, the Lord is speaking for us, because these are the things that we've been bringing out for a long period of time. And now look where we look what time we're laying in right now. You see what I'm saying? So let's continue to read on right here. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall, and at the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. So this right here is going to lead to the great destruction of America, so much so that it's going to be heard in the East. And it's funny because America was and is the world. All right. How do we prove that? Let you be a celebrity in America, and the whole world is going to know you. Whether you are a rap artist or whether you are an actor, everybody's going to know your name. Let you be an actor in Iran, no one's going to know who you are. You could be an actress in France, no one's really going to know who you are. In the UK, some people may know, you may have people from the world may know to a degree, right? And even in America too, because you even had British TV shows on America too, just to include. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of that too, you've always had a few British that have been able to make it to America, And there's two people which comes to mind. Idris Elba comes to mind first and foremost. Of course, they didn't give him the allowance to be on mainstream Britain and stuff like that. And of course, it's to do with the fact that he didn't fit the description. So what did he have to do? He had to go to America so that he could be the official actor that he could be. All right, because the thing with America is more open to. I wouldn't say it's not a racist place, of course, but I'm saying like mainstream media wise, it really doesn't really matter much of what kind of color you are and the outward appearance. It doesn't really matter what kind of racial background you're coming from, because there's been many Jakes which have came before, of course, Idris Elba, that have, made it possible for other young Jakes, which of course he's not a young man, of course, but I'm saying Jakes that are older than him to make it possible for them to actually be on, mainstream television. All right. So they gave him that leeway to be again an official actor. And then there's a woman that which comes to mind too, which is Catherine Rosita Jones. Now, Catherine Rosita Jones too. She was on some gigs on UK television, but they didn't really push her too tough. They weren't really speaking good words of her at all, even though she was on the scene and everything on a low degree down here in the UK. So even what she had to do is she had to go out of the UK because she's originally from Wales and make it in America, become an actress in America, and that she did. Right. So you've had a few UK artists that have went to America and got the approval because of their skill and their look and what have you, and they made it from there. All right. So now everyone knows these people worldwide. And whatever trend America's pushed, the world has took hold of that. So when America's destroyed, the whole world is gonna feel it. From the from the west even on towards the east. Let's read this again. And the earth is moved at the noise of their fall, and at the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. So even literally, because as it is also written, it reads that the earth shall shake to and fro as a drunkard. So not only are the people of the world are going to be shaken, but literally the earth is going to be shaken as well. All right. And so as this reads too, this is Jeremiah 49 verse 22. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Basra. And who is this referring to? This is referring to the second return of Yahweh Shai. And that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. Because the eagle has large wings and you have different kinds of eagles. And I'm thinking about this super large eagle, by the way, right? So when Yahweh Shai comes back in that great fathership, the further he comes in that fathership is the more that fathership is going to spread wherever you're located at, and the whole earth is going to be covered under his chariot. That's why the scripture says there was darkness under his feet, because this chariot, as it was shown to the prophet Ezra, that the chariot was so large, it was like a large mountainous chariot that came on the scene as he envisioned. Okay, so when the fathership comes around, it's gonna cover everything. You know what I'm saying? So when Yahweh comes into this existence, he's gonna be able to spread. That chariot is gonna spread wide enough to cover everything. You know? So so let me get into this briefly as well. And because of this ongoing war, to a degree, flights have been canceled in different parts around the world. London first and foremost, and then even in Dubai, because even Dubai got hit too, as well. And then with this right over here, as this reads, IDF says 40 Iranian commanders killed in opening strikes. This is what I was briefly speaking on. Says it killed 40 key Iranian military commanders in its opening strikes in Iran yesterday, including Iran's chief of staff, Abdul Rahim Musafi, right? And I know a little bit about, the Arabic, because, I got relatives that's in that religion, man. Right. So as this reads, the 40 commanders, along with other top Iranian officials, including Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, were killed in strike carried out in under a minute, according to the military. Yeah, so you had excuse me, blah. You had 40 key Iranian military commanders taken out. So this is a big thing, man. And what makes this thing so big is the fact that America did something. Now, if Israel did something, it wouldn't really be that big of a deal, because not America, but Israel has already hit Iran and they've been going at it tit for tat anyway. But being that America's getting involved really shows how close we are to the ending of this place, man. It very well tells you that much right there. I mean, that's just the only way I could really put it. But, and I say but, we still got to wait a little bit more because what we're looking for is that implantable device. All right. And you know what, too? And you know what I'm even going to go as far as saying as well now. Being that Iran is back on the mainstream media news now, and this is being had, the ongoing war is now being had, so-called, I would say. I wouldn't say so-called, but to a small degree. Let me say that word instead, to a small degree, right? What could very well be had of this, too, is a T attack. So that T attack, which I'm going to be speaking on later on as well, it's possible. It's very possible. And I'm going to speak about that later on as well after I get done dealing with this topic of discussion here. Okay, so we'll just have to wait and see. And just by that T attack could very well bring us or swiften us to, a point of the time of, what is it? The time of temptation, which is spoken of in the book of Revelation, the 3rd chapter, where they make mandatory the chip. So let me read this as well. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. It ain't going to fall suddenly upon us, because we would have already had known the times. That's why we're redeeming the times right now, telling you of them. And we've been doing this for a while, too. So we've already known about all of this stuff. So when it does come, it ain't going to come upon us suddenly, because we would have expected it before it came. But the rest of the world, especially the world of Israel, is going to come suddenly upon them. Case in point. Speaking of the general public, these two here were on a honeymoon in Dubai, and they got shook due to a missile which hit close to home down in Dubai somewhere, just to mention. All right. And I want to read this too. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. 2 Peter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Right, so now let's read a little bit of this over here. The honeymoon couple's hotel shook by missile strike. Matthew McGinn and Layla Hamoud, I guess he's Irish. He is Irish, actually, because the word Mick means son of. And Layla Hamoud from Liverpool were on holiday with their son when the Fairmount Palm Hotel was hit in an ongoing Middle East conflict. So I guess she's from what do you call that that area, right? I'm not talking about Dubai, United Emirates. I'm guessing she's from that. I'm guessing she's from somewhere which is in the United Emirates, or to be exact, she's probably from Dubai, right? So she's taking them on the trip to see where she comes from and all that stuff. So all of this happened over here on their honeymoon. He told BBC Breakfast the room shook and there was a big flash as the flames came up. And we on the 6th floor. And there was a pretty bad shake. That's how you know it's going to be a bad trip, man. When you going somewhere out of the country and you end up in a hotel on the 6th floor. or even on the 13th floor, or you may even or let's just even say you're in an Airbnb, right? And the door number is off. You just know right from the rip the trip is gonna not go so well. And I know that by experience too. And I ain't gonna talk about my personal business or whatever. I'm just gonna say that far. I'm just gonna tell that far. That's as far as I'm gonna go with it. Right. So anyway, let's move forward, man. As a matter of fact, this is it. That's all I got to say. I want to keep this, short and to the point. So yeah, with that, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son. Yahweh Bashmi Al Shai Bashim Rakak Radashin, double on the Sadal Apostles. of the great millstone that have taught us this truth, and to include the other bishops on down. And once again, saluting to all of you brothers out there, as well as we all believe that we're of that elect, the remnant which has returned back to the Lord. And so that's all I got to say with this right here. Shalom.